For the past 2 years, I've been attending a festival called OZORA. This will be my 3rd year attending OZORA Festival, and it's always been a blast to attend. However, for this year, I wanted to do things a bit differently. I decided to try and make a video showcasing what OZORA feels like. And how is that good for me just talking to a camera showing my opinion? Why don't we figure out how other people feel about OZORA? So I took my microphone and I actually went and interviewed people on ground at OZORA Festival. But there might be one question you already have. Why do people actually go to OZORA? Like, aren't you out in the heat for like 7 days? Aren't the toilets kind of like gross and nasty? Isn't there like way too many people? Well, there's actually a bunch of things that bring people to OZORA. Whether it's the talented musicians that travel from all different areas in the world to play their sets at OZORA, or maybe it's actually all the people attending there, all dressed up in their cool different outfits. There's a bunch of people all over the world who are really excited to attend OZORA. It's a great way to break out of your own personal habits in your personal life and just be out in nature for 7 days. One of my favorite things about OZORA is there's really no cell service out there, and they don't typically have internet in many places either. So a lot of people aren't on their cell phones, which is a really rare thing to actually experience, especially in the 21st century. Or maybe it's a variety of other small factors, like falling asleep under the stars in your hammock, or actually looking at great architecture and different art pieces that artists have created for OZORA Festival. There's just so many different cool things that you can see at the festival every single year. And of course, it's always changing and evolving. So without further ado, let's go ahead and cut back to me actually at OZORA Festival. So we're now at OZORA 2024. It is day 1, technically. Day 1, and the opening ceremony is going to be today. So you're gonna see the horses light the fire, everyone's gonna run. Jiggs, how are you feeling?
Excited, but I'm also hungry. We need breakfast.
So we're gonna go get some breakfast now. Where are you from?
Mexico.
Mexico?
Yeah.
Is this your first OZORA?
This is my first OZORA.
Your first OZORA. How much sun does this sombrero block? Are you keeping cool with this sombrero on?
¿Cómo? Of course, it's very good for the shadow, no?
Yeah.
You know? Like this.
It looks good. There to our right is the cafeteria area. Huge line. Obviously, if you come to OZORA and you don't have food, then you gotta wait in a line like that. But if you're just looking for a snack, the fruit stand is 100% the place to go. Fresh fruit, very good, delicious. Obviously, you save money if you cook, though. And this is the fruit shop. Where are you from?
From France.
From France, okay. Is this your first OZORA?
No, it's my 5th time here.
So why do you come 5 times to OZORA? What brings you back?
Because every time the vibe is different, the audience is different, the lineup is different. Every time you came here, you find something else. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you work on something else, like on your own side. Yeah, just an adventure every time.
One final question: is there a specific music artist that you're excited to listen to?
I would say Arjuna.
Okay.
For the Parvati record night.
Nice.
Yeah, because I've seen him like a lot of times, and every time it's different. It depends on the vibe.
Yeah.
Of the night and of the festival the day before.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm
Nice.
expecting like his show.
Nice, great.
With you.
And he's doing OZORA right. Look at how much fruit he's got right here for the morning, you know? Doing it correctly. Thank you very much, my friend.
You're welcome.
Appreciate
Thank you.
What country are you guys from?
Okay, we're from the UK.
UK. Oh, nice. What part of the UK?
We're from the kind of Midlands.
Midlands.
The Midlands, yeah.
Central. Is this your first time at OZORA?
No.
Okay.
No.
So how many times have you been to OZORA?
Oh, I can't remember.
Many. Should we just say many times?
Your
rather
first
than
was-
numbers? 2011. 21st, yeah.
2011.
And as many as we can fit in since then.
You guys keep coming back to OZORA. What are you guys excited for this year? Is there something that you're excited for?
Everything.
Everything.
You know?
Yeah.
I keep saying to people, it's like coming home.
Yeah.
You know, it's just so lovely. The vibe is so lovely.
Yeah.
People are wonderful. The music is, it's great.
OZORA is just a wonderful thing. You know, just a wonderful thing.
Makes me
It's
go
like-
goosebumps every time I say that.
We eat breakfast now, and now it's sunshine. Not too many people, I think, are here because everyone's at breakfast, so this is really nice. But in the night, everyone walks the street. It's so busy. these standing huts. They have like really like stores, and then they have the pirate stands that are they're on the ground basically with less setup, but all have good stuff. And it's so many stores. Like you can walk through here so many times, still find new things. It's really a lot of options. Look at this umbrella. You can even buy flow stuff.
So this is my third year at OZORA. You can see right here, they're actually preparing for opening ceremony. There's a giant bonfire that they light. And once they do that, that's specifically the mark of the start of the festival. The whole, I think it's 6 or 7 days entirely, but they're preparing right now out there. They're loading up the wood for the fire. And yeah, there's gonna be a bunch of people out here. Like this whole area that you see right here, it's gonna be packed and filled with people. In fact, I could do a hypercut right about now to show you how packed it is. You ready?
What happened, Gandalf? Why didn't you meet us?
Oh, I'm sorry, Frodo. I was delayed.
You're from?
Germany.
Germany and?
The Netherlands.
And what brought you to OZORA? Like, why did you want to come to OZORA this year?
The spirits.
The spirits. The spirits are calling you to OZORA.
Yes.
Nice. And yourself, what brought you to OZORA?
I suppose her spirits were calling me to Osora mainly.
Nice.
But yeah, definitely the vibes of the people.
And what country are you from?
Israel.
Israel. Nice. What is something you're excited about OZORA coming this year? Something that blew your mind?
The professional level of like fire show and LEDs artists here, yeah, they're insane.
One other question for both of you. What is something you don't like about OZORA?
The theft.
The theft.
We don't like that. People give your back.
Yeah.
Give our back.
Exactly. Did you have something stolen at OZORA?
Yes, my shoes. They took my shoes. I need them back. If you find Birkenstock and 41 brown, dusty brown, I want them.
We'll be on the lookout. A wanted poster right here. Is there anything you don't like about OZORA?
Yeah, I would say the same thing, you know? The thefts, the bad vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's also some bad vibes here and I don't like it.
Do you think you guys will come back next year to OZORA?
Ooh, I have no idea actually.
I definitely come back. I don't know when, but whenever they're calling me again, I'm coming.
Nice.
You never know.
What country are you from?
I'm from Germany.
Germany. Nice. What area in Germany?
Bremen. It's kind of close to Hamburg in the north, close to the border of the Netherlands.
Very good. Guten Tag. How many times have you been to OZORA?
Once. This is my second time now.
So what brought you back to OZORA?
A couple things actually. I think one was just my friends. So I just came by myself, but I bumped into so many people I knew, like literally 40 to 50 people from all over the world. So it's this big traveling friend group and just everybody's here. So that's one part. And what brought me also back is this kind of balancing out of being in my day-to-day life and breaking out from my day-to-day life, balancing myself, kind of realigning to my core, true, authentic desires and what I just love to do, which is just dancing and following my intuition of doing workshops or whatever it is, right? Craziness is happening here.
Nice. And I wanted to ask you, is there something specific this year that you're excited about at OZORA? Was it a specific artist, a specific workshop? Maybe it's just seeing friends. I don't know. Some people say they just like to swim in the lake, but I'm curious if there's something that excited you this year.
No, I didn't come with any plan. I didn't know any of the artists. I figured out Anushka Shankar is here, which I'm now excited about.
Nice.
And yeah, otherwise it was just the friends and this taking the time outside. And I like accidentally bumped into so much stuff that I was excited about, right? Like being on diving into art for a couple of hours into the art gallery. Or I don't know, yeah, right.
What is one thing you don't like about OZORA?
It's a lot of people. I don't. It's very overstimulating sometimes. I mean, that's the whole point at times, right? And the alcohol. I don't resonate too much with the alcohol side of things.
Do you think that this year's Azora is too overpopulated? Like, do you think they should sell less tickets next year?
That's a difficult question because on the one side, there's like a joy in more interest coming into the space and more people coming into those kinds of places, expressing themselves, being interested in this sense of self-discovery. And on the other side, I do prefer like smaller family-like festivals, but they're still out there, so I can go to them. And this is like a very special vortex of bringing a lot of people together. That is also what makes it so unique and like so special.
Where are you from?
I come from Peru.
Peru?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And you've been to Azora multiple times then, correct? Or is this your first time?
My second time, actually.
Second time.
Yeah.
And did you have a stand the first time?
Yeah, the first time was great for me, and then again this year for.
What do you like about Azora? What brings you back?
OZORA is a good festival for me. I like the music, the people, alternative people, and next year I come again for sure.
Yeah, you'll be back the third year then. Awesome. When you're creating these pieces, how long does it typically take you?
To make a necklace.
Yeah.
For example, this is not finished.
Yeah.
But I can make all complete like this in 4 hours.
4 hours?
4 hours.
Wow.
Like yeah.
When did you start making jewelry then?
Because my family in Peru make handicraft too. They come from family, culture family, yeah.
Cool. Believe it or not, there's a lot of Germans that come to Azora. I have 2 Germans with me right here. Is this your first time at Azora or no?
No, not my first time.
So how many times have you been to Azora?
4 times.
4 times. And you?
It's my first time.
First time.
Yeah.
What are you most excited about for Azora? It's your first time, so maybe you don't know what to expect, but she's thinking.
I have to think. I love the people and the atmosphere.
Nice, awesome. And it's your 4th time, so you've probably seen everything. You're bored and, you know.
I'm not sure if I see everything because there's so much stuff to see, but I'm really excited about the opening ceremony, but it was already.
Did you like the opening ceremony?
I like it every time because the atmosphere is so cool.
Footage that you just saw was the art gallery here at Azora Festival. They always change out some of the paintings. Of course, artists apply to put their paintings and pictures up. My girlfriend is an art therapist, so I figured I'd get her opinion about how she feels about all the pieces in the art gallery entirely. Jiggs?
I think before I say anything, it's important to say that it's just art. Everyone is different and likes different things. Some things speak to some person and some other person not. But for me personally, the art gallery has many pictures that are very dark, very opening up windows into different realms or like things that are uncomfortable to look at sometimes. For me personally, it's not so much something I want to look at for a long time. So this is what I think is inside in this round gallery. Something I like to go in once or twice, but not so much longer because they make me kind of uncomfortable, the pictures. But I have to say, technique-wise, it's incredible. It's amazing. Like the artists that do that, every single picture, it's like so detailed, so crazy with the colors, very good technique-wise. It's so good. But image-wise, for me personally, it's not my taste. It's getting just so dark, and I don't like that so much. But I would 100% recommend people to go in because you see crazy things in the pictures. I think the pictures outside, they have these walls. I think they're usually a little bit more lighter.
One last question. When are you gonna have your artwork at Azora?
2026.
What country are you from?
I'm from Germany.
What part of Germany?
Northern Germany.
Is this your first time at Azora?
It's my third time, actually.
So what brought you back 3 times in a row?
It's just paradise. I mean, it says it at the gate. It's the best place on earth.
Is there something specific that you really like about Azora that, pulls you back in? Is it the music? Is it the people? Is it the decorations, the food?
The music in the first place, and then everyone is just so nice. Like, everyone just helps each other out, and it's just like a lot of love.
One last question for you, Arlo. I wanted to ask, what is something that you dislike about this year's Azora?
Well, this year's and the last year's is the trash. Most people actually take care of the trash, but then you find like piles somewhere, like littered around, so that would be the thing.
Are you gonna come back next year?
Probably.
Let's go.
I was gonna say no, but I think I have to.
What country are you from?
I'm from North Wales, Gogledd Cymru.
Ooh, okay. I gotta get some subtitles there, right there. What specifically did you say?
North Wales.
Oh. How many times have you been to Azora? Is this your first time?
This is my second time. First time I came in 2015, 9 years ago.
Wow, 9 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay, so what brought you back?
Oh, okay. I was really looking forward to seeing the circus, yeah. Obviously, this is the best festival in the world. Big love to Azora. Particularly looking forward to going to what I remembered last time was a big circus tent right there in the field behind us. This time, it was hard to find the circus stage. I felt like they were a bit of an afterthought and they were really far away, and there was nowhere comfortable to sit because it was outside and I was cold, and I was remembering there being a circus tent, and I felt like this is an opportunity where you can showcase some of the best performers in the world, and I felt like they weren't really given to this platform that they just justified, they deserved, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it makes sense.
There's nowhere to have trapeze artists and that sort of thing, you know what I mean?
But is
like
there...
acrobatics, because it was a stage instead of a tent.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they were sort of minimalized it a bit.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a bit of a shame, because this is a place where you can host artists from every corner in every aspect, and I was really looking forward to seeing some acrobatics and things like that, But I had to leave halfway through because I was too cold and I couldn't sit down.
But it's never fun when you're cold and sitting there. Maybe next year they can either bring blankets for people or move it closer.
Bring the tent back and bring it back to where it was.
Yeah.
So we can show the world what people can do.
Yeah, exactly. And one last thing I got to ask you though, is there anything else that you wish could change about Azora, or something that you dislike this year that you hope is different for next year?
The medics were understaffed. I think there was a lot of pressure on them, and there was a lot of complaints about, the service of the medics, and I think that the volume of people, they need to have more members of staff, more medics, and maybe more tents, one down there and one up here.
What country are you guys from?
We're from England.
England. What part of England specifically?
From the northeast of England, up near Scotland.
Is this your first time at Azora?
This is our second year at Azora.
Second year at Azora. Okay, so what brings you guys back coming to Azora 2 times in a row?
I think it's the freeness. I've never experienced a festival like this ever in my life before. It's just so unique. Everyone's so friendly, and it can't compare to anything else I've experienced, really.
Nice. Have you been to other festivals then?
Yeah, I've been to a few others. I went to Sci-Fi back in 2019, and a few festivals just locally in the UK where I'm from, but this does not compare to anything I've experienced. Yeah.
And what is something that you like about Azora? Like, what really excited you and brought you back this year?
Just the community overall, and like the culture that stands behind the community, psychedelic culture and freedom that stands with it, and the freedom of thought, and like the openness to be just who you are. And although we can have conflicting ideas as a group, like that doesn't really matter, you know what I mean? Like everyone just is.
Nice.
Kind of what keeps bringing me back, and probably will keep bringing me back for the rest of my life.
This year's Azora, is there something specifically that you dislike?
Well, I think it's a little overcrowded for the amount of resources that Azora has. Like toilets are a little bit more stinky than last year. Food lines are a little long at times. I think 1 or 2 more food vendors are scattered around the place. Maybe near the campsites could help. Just, more toilets, more showers, that kind of thing. Utilities, yeah.
And for yourself?
My favorite part last year was Dome, definitely. I think the artwork inside Dome was breathtaking. You could see the human detail in it and the time and effort that people would put into making it special. And this year, although the projections were cool and they were really pretty to look at, they lost their effect during the day and it didn't have that wow factor that last year's dome had for me. It was very impactful.
So I'm going to take you guys to the dome to actually see what it looks like during the daytime. What country are you from?
I'm from Germany. I think OZORA is a magical place. I think it is a very artistic place. There's so much art here in like visual, but also in the people, how they dress, how they behave, what they do, the different offerings like yoga, workshop, breath work, art therapy stuff. There's on every corner is an artistic expression, which I really like. I really like the atmosphere of OZORA because I feel like every time you go into that 1 week festival, you enter different and then you leave differently. For me, it always feels like a portal, kind of, because you experience so many things here. For me personally, it always feels like I go out somehow changed, and I really like this about it. And compared to other festivals, I feel like OZORA, this artistic expression is very strong here. And I think this kind of like magic in between everything is also felt a lot. No matter where you come from, what is your personality, what's your interest, you find something here because there's so much to offer.
This year's OZORA, is there something different that you disliked and hopefully will change for next year?
I think this year's OZORA is my third time now, and I can tell this year is very different. As of the whole festival as like a body, I can tell that there's symptoms popping up, like people getting really sick this year, or many things don't work out like organization-wise in this festival this year. I feel like the magic is a little bit missing. What I experienced the last 2 years a lot, and I think it's many people, too many people this year compared to the offerings.
So today is the very last day of OZORA Festival. There's been a lot of ups and downs with this festival. Again, I've been coming here the past 2 years or so. This is my third year here. Obviously, I've seen a lot of positives about the festival. Things are growing. There's more shade at main stage, which is really nice. But I'll be honest with you, there's a fair bit of negatives too. It's been nice to kind of chat with people and sit down and figure out like what they kind of like about OZORA, what they dislike at the end of the day. And you'll see as I'm even walking around, like there are people leaving the festival as time goes on. There's a stomach flu going around bothering people's stomachs and stuff, which always sucks. But I think it's time for us to kind of dive into the negatives as to why OZORA Festival is the way it is. And one of the negatives that I gotta say up front, I think there's too many people. So even though OZORA Festival this year is a bit different, obviously there's a lot of use of technology with this festival, with projections at the dome. Obviously you got some cool looking aesthetics for different stage areas. The bathrooms are a bit cleaner this year because they have actual staff using scooters to get around to cleaning all the toilets that are at the festival and restocking all the toilet paper. There's more shade at main stage. Like, there's a lot of good feedback that the festival organizers heard last year, and they actually made changes this year to make it a better festival. But I do have to say, there is some feedback that I have personally that I hope the festival organizers hear, maybe in this video, I don't know, that hopefully they can make some changes for future years. The first one being actually using AI in some of the stages at OZORA. Now you'll see some of the footage here. I've showcased the dome footage there, which is really cool actually. I'm a big fan of having some cool aesthetics to look at while you're listening to music, but let's be real here. OZORA Festival is a very artistic festival. You have a lot of hands-on, people are making great artwork there, and to see them using AI to just kind of decorate a stage thing is very sad, because there are talented people all over OZORA grounds who could probably make some amazing things. For example, I walked through the photo gallery that they had at OZORA, and they actually showcase photos of different years of what the dome looked like. Here's a photo of what the dome looked like last year that I took personally. Obviously, there's a bit more handcraft into what the dome looked like. Now, of course, not everything is moving around and visually changing all the time, but I think this kind of handcrafted wood material of characters that they have kind of lit up at night is really cool. Not to mention, during the daytime, it also looks fantastic. One of the worst things about all these projectors that they had at the dome stage is that during the daytime, it doesn't really look too good in my opinion. And not to mention that they're using AI for some of these projections. It's not even handcrafted human stuff, and that's just sad. There's so many talented artists out there that attend OZORA Festival, or many different artists that would create some amazing looping different animations in either, Blender or any of these other programs that they have out there. Like, we could have some amazing art even if it's projected. Here's what I have to say up front. If you want to still have this kind of moving images around the dome stages, don't have projectors, because it just doesn't look too good. I've also seen some of the projectors shut off at dome stage, and it ruins the aesthetic entirely. Not to mention, you can't really hang hammocks underneath where the projectors are at. They're obviously expensive, so the staff doesn't want them to be ruined, but this kind of dome, hangout, chill vibe is entirely ruined when you can't actually have, 3 stacks of hammocks at the dome stage. So here's my suggestion. If you still want to have things moving around, get rid of the projectors, put actual LED screens like at the top of the whole roof panel. If you want to do that, very expensive, I know. But if you don't want to do that, my suggestion is having the dome how it was previously. It doesn't have to be the same characters, but allow artists to create some characters out of wood. Obviously, they're lit up with whatever material that they use, so that way it looks good at night. But I think having the best of both worlds, I think having LED screens all around the roof panel, so that way everything's being able to move. You don't have to deal with finicky projectors that kind of shut off. And also have these wooden panels over the LED screens. They're not like touching it and damaging it at all, but have these characters there as well, so that way during the daytime, you can shut off the screens, save energy, but also have these cool, characters that show off, that are decorating the dome, so that way it still looks cool during the daytime. And also the usage of AI, throw that out the window. Maybe you can keep it for the main stage. Like, they have these little, I guess they're called like little dome hats, or wizard hats is what I call them. They're like kind of all over the main stage area on the outskirts. And they had projected AI moving things there. Like, okay, that's fine. It's kind of like outside of it, but don't use it for main stage decorations. Even in the photo gallery that I walked through, you'll see right here that like this has to be AI that they're using right here. If it's not AI, like whatever artist created this kind of eye moving piece, like well done, but I'm pretty sure it's actually AI. OZORA is an artistic festival where human hands get to be in there. They get to showcase their talent and make things that is actually just coming from a human mind, and not something that is typed into a keyboard and boom, an algorithm kind of does it all. And that's just something that I don't want to see at OZORA. I see AI kind of stuff everywhere else in my daily life, and okay, you can use it to your advantage, but I don't think it should be a main stage attraction like they use for the dome. All right, I'm done complaining about the dome. What else can they kind of do about OZORA? One of the biggest things I think is the medical staff was not good. And here's a little story time. I actually got ill at OZORA this year, which was not fun. So I ended up going to the medical staff there, the emergency medical building that they have right across from the info point. And I told them about my symptoms, and they said, oh yeah, you got to take ibuprofen. And I said, okay, sounds good, but our ibuprofen is actually at our camp, which is a long ways away. So do you have ibuprofen here? They go, no, we don't have ibuprofen. I said, okay, can we buy some at the festival grounds? They go, no, you have to leave the festival to do it. Which doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe this is like a policy or a regulation that they have to follow in Hungary, but the fact that if you're sick, there's got to be a way for people to acquire medication to just feel better at the festival grounds. Either that, or you just have to remember to bring your own kind of medication. If there's some rule or policy that I'm not aware of that they have to follow, it's just a bit sad, because like I was incredibly ill and the medical team literally didn't do anything for me there. But maybe that's a one-time thing. Like, why does the medical team need more more improvements? Well, actually, we went to the medical team again a couple days later because my girlfriend had a couple cuts in her foot. So I actually carried her piggyback style most of the way to the medical building. And when we got there very late at night, it was around 1:45, 2 a.m. in the morning, I told them, hey, she has cuts on her feet. And they go, oh, you know, we can't see. It's a bit dark, so you'll have to come back in the morning. And I was very annoyed at this. I had a big light up lightsaber that I had with me. And I said, no problem. Let me activate this lightsaber. You should be able to see just fine. And that's when they kind of got angry at me because they're like, oh, well, no, I don't know. Does she have shoes? And they were so angry. And I thought, I pay so much money to attend this festival. You think the least they could do is go, here's a Band-Aid. And for those people watching this video going, oh, maybe they were busy. Like they were just kind of standing around the building, you know, just kind of there. And to be honest with you, it was the last couple days of the festival. So a lot of people were actually leaving. And that was something that showed that, okay, the medical staff there, they really need some proper onboarding. They got to be there. And at the end of the day, they are there to help people at the festival, whether they need assistance in any small regard of, do you have a Band-Aid? To I have a fever or something drastic happens. Like the medical staff team, you shouldn't have to argue with them to get medical aid. And that's something that I'm truly very frustrated at them with. So I hope in the future, whatever kind of medical team is watching this from the OZORA staff, just help people. I shouldn't have to argue to get a Band-Aid from you guys. Like, come on. This is ridiculous. And I think the last thing that a lot of people at OZORA would actually really like is actual communication from the festival organizers. So I'll say this. During OZORA 2024, there was a virus that went around rapidly around the festival. Tons of people were getting sick. There were a lot of people getting ill, like, you know, they were throwing up, diarrhea, like bad things were happening. You had fevers as well. It was just a bad, I think it's called coronavirus or norovirus, something like that. And then they closed off the lake because I guess they thought that people were getting ill because the lake was contaminated or something. But there was zero communication as to, oh, there's a virus going around. Here's how you can, you know, stay healthy, or here's what we recommend. Like there was zero communication from the festival organizers whatsoever. And that's something that's super, aggravating. This is one of the main reasons that I'm actually making this video. Like, I really love OZORA. I have a great time going there the past 2 years. The last year I went, though, there was so much that happened that I was like, things could have been better. And every single year I attend OZORA, the festival organizers always make the festival much better. I will say this, they actually made brand new campsites for people to attend OZORA. It was the first year that the festival sold out, which was crazy. So it's good that they actually made new campsites, which means more bathrooms, more showers, all good things. Like, I love it. You know what sucks though? When the showers actually don't work on the third day of the festival. And that's fine. Maybe there's like a water shortage or something like that. Maybe there's some mistake. So I went to the info point and let them know, hey, by the way, here's recordings of the showers not working. They go, oh yeah, we're aware of that. The fourth day of OZORA, the showers still don't work. A majority of them. There's like one or two. I told them about this. Oh yeah, we're aware of this. You gotta have working showers. I'm pretty sure this virus is kind of spreading around because people can't really clean themselves too much. I mean, it's kind of hard in general to get clean at OZORA. Obviously, you're like walking around in the dust and the mud and you know whatnot, but come on. Have working showers. You guys kind of fixed the bathroom situation. Most of the time, the bathrooms were stocked with toilet paper, looked like they were maintained every couple of hours, which was great. I like that. But you guys got to have working showers. Please, OZORA staff, like, please focus on fixing the showers. Like, that's something that just drives me insane. And the last thing that I'm going to say that maybe is a hot take. This was the first year that OZORA Festival actually sold out. You know, they stopped selling tickets to people, which is good. I'm glad they did that because this festival that I attended, it was slammed. There were way too many people and they didn't have enough workshops for people. Like, for example, my girlfriend, she loves to do yoga stuff, but if she wanted to sign up for one of those workshops where she can kind of do those things, she would have to wait in line. Starting at 6:30, these lines started to form. My girlfriend actually asked the people who are in charge of the signups and they go, yeah, the first people got in line at 6:30 a.m. And at 9 a.m., that's when that sign up thing happens. And oh, if you miss it, like if it fills up, Too bad. I think what they gotta do is if they wanna actually keep the same amount of people going to Azora, and let's be real, that's where they make most of the money, so they're not gonna have less people attend the festival. But if you're gonna have as many people join the festival next year, if not more, you gotta have more workshops. Here's my recommendation for you guys. Add another lotus tent or yoga meditation kind of center where the new location of Ambyss stage is at. This is close to the photography area where they show all the different photos from previous festivals. Make that whole area another Lotus Tent 2.0 so people can do meditation, yoga workshops and whatnot. Because you got to multiply what you guys had at the current festival this year times 2 or 3 at least. It's way too overcrowded and there's not enough workshops and space for people to join in on activities. They fill up way too quick. Also, one more hot take I have to say real quick. The location of Ambyss stage this year, which was close to like the family camp area, move it back to the lake camp, please. That was way better. It was way chill over there. You can kind of watch the stars on top of that hill. Oh, it was so good. Just have Ambyss stage back to its OG location, please. Thank you very much. I make this video not to bash on Azora and go, oh, it's bad and rough. I had a really fun time out there. Obviously getting sick in the middle of it's not fun. But on the flip side, I make this video so that way the staff at Azora have some feedback from people so that for next year's festival, it's as enjoyable, if not way more. Thank you very much for watching. And as always, stay hydrated, gamers.